Hi, and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing Attack on Titan. This is Season 3, Episode 19. Whoa, the things that have happened recently inside of this series in the last 3 episodes or something. Whoa. The last one, of course, ended with the big decision there who to use the syringe on. And in the end, it was up to Levi. It was his decision. And he actually chose Armin. And Armin became a Titan. And he ate Bertolt. So now he's the Colossal Titan. Which is, wow. It's going to take some getting used to.
Yep.
But it also meant that it was a final goodbye with Erwin Smith. A character we truly loved watching from the beginning till now. It's gonna be weird continuing without his presence, without his bushy eyebrows gracing our screen.
Thank fuck for our own bushy eyebrows.
Yeah, true. But it's really sad, and of course, on top of that, we lost the majority of the scouts. Hanchi lost an eye, lost the rest of Hanchi's squad. Moblit, it's just, man, yeah, those deaths really hurt. But they also managed to, as I said, kill Bertolt. Rainer apparently can't really die, or at least every time he's close to dying, something else happens. And he's with
He's got the thickest plot armor.
Yeah, thickest plot armor. Yeah, indeed. And then Zeke. He's with Zeke now, and Zeke also. Well, he lost. I don't know if I want to say it was a clear victory for either side in any way or a clear loss, but he at least had to flee again after Levi just did his Levi thing. And I still love the scene where he was talking to Eren, Zeke was, about Eren's father and all that, and oh shit, what's gonna happen? And then Levi just all of a sudden appears at the top of the wall, and Zeke is just like, "Are you kidding me? Fuck!" He's still chasing me. So he's I would say he's quite afraid of Levi now.
Yeah, with good reason.
With very good reason. But are you ready to jump into this one? Let's see what's going to happen.
Yes.
Are they gonna lick their wounds and kind of take stock of what just happened? Are they gonna go back, or are they finally going to go for that basement? Let's find out. And you can, of course, always check out our full-length reactions, where you can sync up the footage with your own copy of the episode. We also have early reactions for Attack on Titan at the moment, where we are several episodes ahead. It's all over on Patreon, and the link is down in the description below. And here we go.
I thought about. I just feel like you were already onto something else when I was thinking of this, but the plot armor Titan.
Good one.
Sorry.
Good one. You should have just said that.
No, you were already somewhere else, and like
It's a good
another
joke,
topic.
Good pun.
I told it now, right? I didn't.
But yeah,
it's
so it's in the plot armor Titan.
Yeah. I forgot to say that I have red eyes because my blood vessel popped. So the basement.
There we go. Come on, let's get into.
So we're gonna recap? Seriously?
I don't know if it's necessarily a recap.
Oh no! Of course.
He's got his memories now. Bertolt is always going to be a part of him. Sasha. How much does he remember? I'm back? From what?
What happened? Oh, God.
That's the last thing he remembers.
大丈夫
hell.
なんですか？
覚えているのはそこまでということだ。
Mm.
エレン、ありのままを話せ。
Alright.
Waiting to see how he reacts.
まず調査兵団はここにいる9人で全員なんですか？
今のところはな、戦闘が終わってから4時間。
それで志願しなくの壁の封鎖に成功して、ライナーと獣ともう一人は逃亡。僕が巨人になってベルトルトを
Yeah.
食った。
Wrap your head around that one.
兵長、どうして僕に撃ったんですか？
ありのまま話せと言った。
I don't want to have to explain myself. Damn it.
最終的にお前を選んだのは俺だ。
It was.
俺の市場でエルヴィンの死に場所をここに決めちまったんだ。
団長がもういないなんて、僕たちはこの先どうすれば。
私もエルヴィンに打つべきだと思ったよ。
Honest. Brutally honest, yeah.
君にはエルヴィンの命と巨人の力が託された。
Wow.
誰に何と言われようと、君はもうそういう存在なんだ、アルミン。
お前じゃエルヴィンの代わりにはなれねえ。だが、お前はお前で人にはない力を持っていることも確かだ。俺は後悔するつもりはない。お前自身も後悔させるな。それがお前の使命だ。
Fuck yes, Levi. Fuck yes.
うるさい。
サシャにはかなわないな。私とリヴァイ、エレンとミカサで調査に向かう。他の4人は志願しなく壁上で四方から見張ってくれ。エレン、鍵はなくしてないかい？
He has it around his.
はい。
Yeah.
ここに。
Finally.
その地下室にたどり着きさえすれば、我々はこの100年にわたる巨人の支配から脱却できる手がかりをつかめるだろう。
おい、家はどこだ？
はい。
I can't believe this is finally happening. Ever since the first fucking episode. Kinda. No, when did we learn about the secret in the basement? The first or second episode or something. It's... Yeah, it's been leading to this. Also, it's the place they grew up. Or at least that's where Eren grew up.
That must be so weird.
Hannes.
Wow. この家かい？
Wow.
いつになったら地下室見せてくれる？
お前が一番大事なものに気づいた時かな。
幸い、火はこっちには来てなかったようだね。
There better be some fucking answers down there now. After everything.
よかった。水は溜まってないみたいだ。
行こう。
I wonder how big the basement is even. Just a small office or...
どうした？
エレン。
Wait.
早くしろ。
What? No fucking way.
俺が開ける。
Yeah, just kick in the door.
Why wasn't I thinking of that?
Well, I thought the key was going to open it. What if... If that's not... the right key... Or is it the right basement?
なんだか 研究室みたいだね。
父は医者だったので、よくここにこもって薬の調合をしてました。
どの本も医学に関するもの。一見して医者の仕事部屋だ。
Is it a basement within a basement?
Try to move the bookcase or something? There's something beneath the basement.
That's what I said. Basement beneath the basement.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. There's a keyhole there.
エレン
Ah,
鍵穴がある
So not a basement, but
kind of. Or maybe that will open the...
secret compartment.
It's fucking empty?
からよく見ろ。二重底だ。
Alright. There we go.
この匂いは発火油に木炭。防湿防虫剤用に加工されているのか。
俺たちの探し物はこれらしい。
Books. What's in them?
その時エルヴィンはこう質問しました。壁の外に人類がいないってどうやって調べたんですかと。
それなのに歴史書は食い尽くされたと断言している。歴史書というのは客観的であるべきで、食い尽くされたと思われると表記するのが正しいはずだ。
そんなもの言葉の上げ足取りじゃないか。
違う、主観的な意図があるんだ。
そういうのへりくつと言うんだ。
Hmm.
あの時茶化した自分が今となっては。
本人に直接詫びるほかあるまい。
ただいま調査兵団が帰還いたしました、ウォールマリア奪還成功です
And then they're like,
Where
7 people.
Yeah, where's the rest? Where's 7? But they got the books.
これは肖像画。
Portrait.
いや、人が描いたものとは思えないほどの精巧さだ。これは絵ではない。これは被写体の光の反射を特殊な紙に焼き付けた。
Yeah.
They don't. Okay.
人類は滅んでなどいない。この本を最初に手にする者が同胞であることを願う。
No fucking.
Excuse me, what?
We know there's a post credit in this one.
Isn't it in the 19th?
This is episode 19.
Oh, God.
Well, yeah. You know there are people outside of the walls, but to what extent? What kind of society?
Obviously advanced.
Yeah. Got photography and coffee. Other stuff.
The technology of making those injections, perhaps?
Yeah.
But why are people being kept inside the walls?
Yeah. We still there's 3 books worth of information there. There's got to be some answers.
Obviously.
急げフェイ、早くしないと見えなくなるぞ。
待ってお兄さん待ちなさい二人とも
Nope.
外に出るときは腕章を忘れるなって言ってる
What the shit? Whoa.
Oh, it's a...
私はまず何から語るべきか考え、あの日を思い浮かべた。
言っちゃった
The walls? Wait.
行くぞフェイ。
あの幼き日、私はこの世の真実と向かい合った。
Oh, yeah. We don't want the preview. We don't. Stop it. There we go. Whoa. Okay. Ah. I was getting ready for that reaction. that whole mind exploding once we started getting some information, and it was gonna go in a direction that we certainly didn't anticipate, and it did.
I was not expecting it to go this direction. Like I expected just to explain stuff, but
we're gonna hear Grisha's story now, from start, or at least from when he learned that, like, the truth of the world, and then up until when he got to the other walls, because there are also walls here. Boom, a lot of stuff. But that was season 3, episode 19, The Basement. We finally got there. As we just mentioned, ready to have our minds blown by whatever information they were going to find. And we didn't dive all the way into it. I expect that's going to be the next episode, and I think that's also the one where people they've told us to have like pen and paper ready to just write stuff down, because there's going to be a lot of information coming at us fast. But we started this one with Armin waking up, and he didn't remember anything after Bertolt became the Colossal Titan. So he needed all of that explained to him, and that must have been, wow, that must have been so weird hearing about, okay, we did this and this, and you came up with this plan, and you sacrificed yourself, and then it was about choosing between you and the commander of the scouts, like who's going to survive and get this injection, and we chose you, Armin, so no pressure and all that. And it's just, good thing they just left him up on the wall there, so that he had some time to just wrap his head around all of that information and what and who he is now. Together with, of course, Sasha, who is also healing, or at least she got injured. And then Connie and Sean up there protecting them. But we also got like a short glimpse, like inside of Armin's mind, in front of the big Titan head, Titan face there, which was Bertolt's Titan. And we also know that when you, as a Titan, eat another person with Titan powers, then you both inherit their Titan powers, but also their memories and everything else. So Bertolt is kind of inside of him and is always going to be a part of him. So yeah, and the Titan Bertolt face sort of teared up, and it's still fucking tragic. All of it is just so freaking tragic. And they of course explained why they chose Armin, or at least Eren and Mikasa argued the case that it should be Armin. But it was Levi's decision in the end, and he chose that this is the place Evan dies. He's earned some rest, so let's use it on Armin. And Hanji was brutally honest there, that if it was up to Hanji, the injection should have been used on Evan, but they can only move forward now. And that's when they finally went for that basement. And it was a long, somber walk towards the house and the basement. They kind of sprinkled in these scenes from their past, just living in the city, but also the day it happened when the Colossal Titan broke down the gate and the other Titans rushed in. Everything from the first episode. And yeah, it was definitely a stroll down memory lane, just not a very happy one. But also for us, just from the audience watching this series, seeing it come sort of full circle, at least in this moment where we were at the beginning of the series, and through the first season, the second season, and the third season, part 1 and part 2, is come a long way. A lot has happened. Holy fucking shit. When we started this series, I never pictured that this was the story that we were going to get. Not at all, but that's only a good thing.
Yeah, and this must be so weird to... I just think it's weird to go back to, like, my child... What was it called?
Where you grew up?
Yeah. In that area. And, like, it's weird now to just go back. But both because it's... Sometimes it can be very different because, like, stuff happens. Or sometimes it's weird because it's the exact same, and in this case, like, everything is just trashed, so it resembles something they once knew, but it's completely different, and it must be so... I can't even imagine it.
Connected to a lot of trauma coming back there. Because imagine, or I don't even want to imagine, like in my hometown, if something as horrible as what happened to Sheik and China happened to my hometown, and then I came back after all those years. Yeah, no, that must be so weird and sort of traumatic. But I like the way that they did that, and they took their time with it and let us, just live in that for a little while, just like the characters did when they walked towards the basement. And they then got down to the basement, or to the door first with a key. It was like, at first it didn't fit. I was like, what the hell? Is this the wrong basement or the wrong key, and what's going on? Levi kicked the door in, and okay, it looks like an office. He was a doctor. It looks like a doctor's office with books and medical stuff. And we said at that point that, okay, just start looking for secrets or secret paths or entrances or whatever. And of course, there was a secret in the desk. And that's where the key then belonged, in there. And they found 3 books. So... if I don't know if all 3 books is that, just Grisha's story in he had to do like 3 volumes there, or if that's just one of the books and the rest is some more other information about the world. And I'm just so curious about everything that's in there and what it's going to tell us. And we then also got a little bit from back in the city with the military leaders there, and Niall remembering a conversation he had with Evan, or something Evan said several times, with how the history books are wrong and they've been lied to, and of course he should have believed him back then. They all believe him now, and also got that sad little comment about, well, you can tell him in person when you see him. It's just like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but I thought it was a nice point that he actually pointed it out, Evan. That the way we write, like anything, the way you use your words,
it matters.
It matters, and it means something. And for example, what did he say? That they didn't say that it is believed that there is no people outside. That would be the right thing to write, because, well, you can't know for certain. Like, it's also a thing. I know I always relate to my background, but in science, you can never, like, you always have to be very careful how you word things, because you cannot say this is the truth, like this is the ultimate truth, because there might be theories that disprove what you're saying, and there might be evidence, because, well, everything comes down to how you interpret data. And if you are like a lot of people finding the same information, or you interpret the data the same way, and you make your own data that kind of supports previously known data as well, then you can say that, well, it looks like it's this. But you always have to be careful how you word things, because you cannot say this is the ultimate truth.
Yeah.
Unless, and that's like a thing as well. That, well, if you have a theory, and this theory is the answer to basically everything, then it's a bad theory. Because theories have to be kind of specific, and you kind of have to be able to somehow disprove a theory. It's like it's very complicated to explain.
Yeah, but
and it's I'm pretty sure it's relating to the Black Swan theory as well, where you're like, up until a certain point, we thought that there were no black swans. So we had a rule, or like a
truth
that was all swans are white. But even though it's not necessarily like most swans are white, then suddenly there was like a black swan, and that was kind of like disproving the theory that all swans are white.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't, like, just because there are black swans doesn't mean that there's like no white swans, you know. So it's not like, yeah, it's really complicated. But
yes,
the way you word things, it's extremely important, especially also in relation to the story that you're telling. So for Armin, he was like, yeah, well, they probably worded stuff like it was worded by the Rice family and the royal family.
It was intentional, the way that they worded these things, so that we could live in ignorant bliss. Exactly.
Because the history books are telling us something, and we just take that for
granted.
No, we take that for the truth.
Oh, yeah, as the truth. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a wonderful point, and I know it's like is a weird thing for me to focus on, but I just I like that point.
It makes a lot of sense, and I do also think that the way that we write things or communicate, the way we use our language, our words, is extremely important, because there can be so many misconceptions and misunderstandings, and just in general. But then, as you say, like, it becomes very important inside of science, inside of academia in general, that you are clear in the way that you word things, and you. Yeah,
but also just in the way that we communicate with each other, like just like, because you can say something that's, and you have an intent with that, but then even subconsciously you can word your sentences in a way where people are like, why did you say that, or why did you say like that, you know? And like it's teeny tiny words, and sometimes it's about like I don't know what it's called in English, but when you put a value to a word, it has a connotation. It has an obvious connotation. It can be negative or positive. And the way that you use words and the words that you're using has a lot to, even though it's subconscious, has a lot to say about your intent. So even if you think it's just a silly joke, it might not be a silly joke. Or if you're communicating something, for example, if you say, I'm sorry what I said hurt you. Instead of saying, I'm sorry that I hurt you.
Yeah, I'm sorry if what I said hurt you, kind of a deal. And yeah.
Yeah, so instead of so if you say like, I'm sorry that you got offended, instead of saying I'm sorry that I offended you, then even though it's the intent is definitely like it's a positive intent, I think, because you're like sad about the other person is offended, but the way that's just like pushing responsibility, and like it's just an example. It's just an example of how you subconsciously use words in a way to actually state your intent, even though you might not have intended it that way, and that's
Yes, so it's a nice inclusion here with Erwin in particular, and how he looked at the history books and was like, no, there's intention behind this. They wrote it this way for a fucking reason, and I want to get to the bottom of it. So yeah, good inclusion there. But they then, of course, they come back to the city, and they're greeted as heroes, and that must feel so fucking weird after everyone they just lost, and they don't even know if, I guess it was a victory because they did what they came there, like why they went to Shiganshina to plug up the walls and get to the basement. Like, they did all of that. It's just there are only 9 survivors or something out of more than 100 people who went there. So it's just does that really feel like a victory or not? We'll see. We'll see. And then we got a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
From Grisha's past with Grisha and his sister. And we got to see where they lived in a total different city with fucking airships and some sort of loudspeaker system we saw there on the walls. I don't know if that's what it's called exactly. And they're wearing these... sorry, but
especially a lot like the
this looks like Nazi Germany, like and like they are walled off, yes, but it's like walls inside of the city that's walling them off or keeping them away from the other part of the city. And I know they're also kind of doing that in the other city that we're used to. Does it have a name, like the entire? No. Like the walls, and like we know there's Shiganshina and there's Trust and like other like districts, but I don't know if I can't remember if the whole thing has a name or not, but at least it's sort of the same but still very different, and it did remind us a lot of working Nazi Germany and how the Jews were treated, and there was even stars on, like, are they kind of like connecting it a bit to our own history here?
Maybe they're making a separate, like a alternate version of our universe.
Where it was like kind of our world up to a point, and then all of a sudden Titan abilities or Titan technology injections and
So is this just a huge experiment or something?
I have no idea.
Or it's like, was it like a Nazi experiment that went wrong, or
and
was it like
sorry.
So the whole injection thing was that a part of the whole experiment?
Yeah. And these cities where there are photographs and airships and whatnot, do they still exist? And is that where Sieg and Rainer and Bertolt, they also come from? But if there's so many other people out there, how come no one has done anything and been like, well, should we do something about these other people living inside of walls who think that they're the only ones, or do they even know about them? And how far has technology come outside of the walls? I have a bunch of fucking questions now, and we're gonna maybe get some answers in the next one.
At least gonna get some answers about Grisha's past.
Yes, hopefully we're just gonna get his entire story, and we're gonna try to just stay laser focused during that, and try to remember everything, and also see if we can remember to get like pen and paper to write some stuff down, because we're about to get a lot of information. But this was another great episode, a more quiet one after all the horribleness we just went through with all these people, but still extremely intriguing. Cannot wait to see where we go from here. We've got episode 20, 21, and 22 left of season 3 part 2, and then it's into season 4 already. And season 4 is of course the longest season because there's like 28 episodes in total, but we'll get there soon enough. Do you have anything else you want to add to it?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, all right. And that's going to do it for this reaction and review of Attack on Titan Season 3, Episode 19. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.